Hi, guys. Today I'm going to be reading chapter 2 from Fish in a Tree. I saw a lot of us responded to my question, how are our initial feelings? It seems like a lot of you are liking the book so far. It's only been 6 pages. And that our main character is Allie. Now, here we go. Chapter 2. It's called Yellow Card. For Mrs. Hall's baby shower, Jessica shows up with such a big bunch of flowers from her father's florist shop that you'd swear she ripped a bush right out of the ground and wrapped the bottom in foil. Whatever, I don't care. I found a bright card with yellow roses at the store and a picture of flowers that won't dry up in a week. I feel like it's my way of saying I'm sorry for being such a pain all of the time. Max gives his present to Mrs. Hall. He leans back in his chair with his hands clasped behind his head as she opens it. He's given her diapers. I think he hoped to get a reaction from her and seems disappointed when she's happy. Max likes attention. He also likes to go to birthday parties. Just about every day he asks Mrs. Hall just to throw a party, and today he's finally getting one. When Mrs. Hall slides my card out of the envelope, she doesn't read it out loud like she does all the others. She hesitates, and I know that she must really love it, and I feel proud, which isn't something I feel very much. Mrs. Silver leans over to look. I figure I might finally get a compliment for once, but instead her eyebrows bunch up, and she motions for me to go toward the door. Shay has gotten up to look. She laughs and says, "This world gets dumber every time Allie Nickerson speaks." "Shay, sit down," Mrs. Hall says, "but it's too late. You can't make people unhear something. I should be used to this, but it still takes a piece out of me every time." As Shay and Jessica laugh, I remember how we dressed up as our favorite book characters for Halloween last week. I came as Alice in Wonderland from the book my grandpa read to me a ton of times. Shay and her shadow, Jessica, called me Alice in Blunderland all day. Keisha steps up to Shay and says, "Why don't you mind your own business for once?" I like Keisha. She isn't afraid, and I'm afraid of so much. Shay turns, looking like she's ready to swat a fly. "Like it's any of your business?" she asks her. "That's right, it's not my business, but it's as much as yours as it is mine," Keisha replies. Shay lets out a small gasp. "Stop talking to me. Stop being so mean," Keisha replies, leaning forward. Max folds his arms and leans forward across his desk. "Yes, there's going to be a fight," he says. "There isn't going to be a fight," Mrs. Hall says. Suki is holding one of her small wooden blocks. She has a collection of them that she keeps in a box, and I've seen her take one out when she gets nervous. She's nervous now. Shay glares at Keisha. Keisha is new this year, and I'm surprised she's said something. Everyone is all riled up, and I don't even know how all of this happened. While Mrs. Hall tells them both to cool off and points out to Max that it's foolish to root for a fight, Mrs. Silver waves me over towards the door. What is going on? Once we're out in the hallway, I can tell by Mrs. Silver's face that this is going to be another one of those times where I have to say I'm sorry or explain what I've done is wrong. The thing is, I have no idea why I'm even in trouble this time. I stuff my hands in my pockets to keep them from doing something I'll regret. I wish I could put my mouth in there too. "I just don't get it, Allie. You've done other things that have been so inappropriate, but this is just, well, it's so different. It's not like you. It figures I do something nice and she says it's not like me. And I can't understand why buying a card is bad." "Allie," Mrs. Silver says, "if you're looking for attention, this isn't the way to do it." She has that wrong. I need attention like a fish needs a snorkel. The door swings open all the way, hitting the lockers, and Oliver springs from the room. "Allie," he says, "I think you gave her that hard to tell her that you're sorry she has to leave us to have some dumb baby. She probably is feeling sad. I feel sorry for her too. What is he even talking about, I think? Oliver, Mrs. Silver asks, is there a reason why you're out here? Yeah, I was going to go to the boys' room. Yeah, that's it. And he runs off. Can I just go now? I blurt out, feeling like the job of just standing here is something I can't do for another second. She shakes her head in a bit as she speaks. I just don't get why in the world you would give a pregnant woman a sympathy card. Sympathy card, I think, and I think some more. Then I remember. My mom sends those to people when they have someone who they love die. My stomach churns, wondering what Mrs. Hall must have thought. Do you know what a sympathy card is, Allie? Don't you? I should deny that I know, but I nod because I don't want to have to hear Mrs. Silver explain it. And besides, she'll think I'm even dumber than I am, if that's even possible. Then why would you do such a thing? I stand tall, but inside everything shrinks. The thing is, I feel really bad. I feel terrible. I felt terrible when the neighbor's dog died. Never mind if a baby had. I just didn't know that it was a sad card like that. All I could see were the beautiful yellow flowers on the front, and all I could imagine was how happy that this card would make her feel. But there are piles of reasons I can't tell her the absolute truth, not to her and not to anyone. No matter how many times I've prayed and worked and hoped, reading for me is still like trying to make sense of a can of alphabet soup that has just been dumped on a plate. I just don't know how other people do it. Now I want you to think, guys, if she thinks about the card that she's handed to her teacher that has yellow flowers on the front, and she's not really getting the message, do you think that Allie really understood what the card was about? Okay, thanks for reading along with me and listening, and I will see you tomorrow, guys.